I understand. You can comment or not that the first club that you actually were talking to and you actually almost trained with wasn't Hougang United.
No, I'm really straightforward here.
Mm.
I was training with another club.
Yep.
I went to training with Tanjong Pagar,
Yes.
and
So you trained with them.
I trained with them. Yeah,
Ah.
I was there. I had, I guess, maybe 4 to 5 sessions of training,
Mm.
and it was interesting to see my level, to see where I was after 1 year. And when I tell you, after 1 year, it was 1 year without kicking a ball, man. I didn't play football once with my friends. I was 1 year without having. I was going to the gym. I go to the beach. I like my jogging, because football, like, it's too much pressure. So I wanted to take all that pressure from my body and, like, especially from my mind.
Mm.
So I was 1 year without playing. So I went to Tanjong Pagar and I was like, okay, let me see where I am. Not technically. I know it's like riding a bike. You never forget. But I wanted to see my level of physicality. Like, am I able to run still? Am I able to be in the same tempo as the boys who are 20, 21 years old? And when I got there, I was surprised positively. I was like, yeah, I can do it still. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's God's plan, man, because I was there training, and then they had one positive COVID player.
Yep.
And since I haven't got a contract, they told me, oh, please don't come for a week. I said, okay. I mean, and football wasn't in my plan, man. I wasn't like, but I was like, I felt that small taste of it, and I was like, yeah, man. I start to hope for something to come forward, And all the other clubs had the slots like fulfilled with foreigners. So the only club that was left was Tanjong Pagar. And then I got there, and then the one defender was injured, the other defender was injured, and, like, they haven't got defenders, central defenders. And I was like, okay. And then the coach comes like, man, you are a very good player. It's a pleasure to have you here, but I'm not sure about. I need a defender. I mean, I cannot have another midfielder over here. I say, I totally understand. And then we split parts. And then at the meantime, I had a phone call from Hougang and saying, like, look, we might have a slot here because one of our foreigners has a personal issue and he needs to go back to his country. And I was like, okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
And then one thing took to another, and then I went there to meet the club and to meet all the staff. And at the time I was there, I met Mr. Clement, I met Matthew and Firdaus, and they were so lovely and welcome and really warm towards me. And I felt home, man. I felt home straight away. So that's what I told you, that it's like God's plan, because I wasn't supposed to play football.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to play, and then the club that I went to play didn't happen, and then another club, like, everything was just like supposed to be, So I'm just happy with how everything went.
You talk about this God's plan thing, right? And totally, I mean, even when you were explaining the story, I did feel a bit of goosebumps. I'm not sure if you'll be ready in time to play against the Sailors. We'll wait and see, of course. But if you are not ready for that game, your debut might come against a certain Tanjong Pagar.
Oh, really? That's the second round, yeah?
Yeah, second round game.
Yeah.
We'll call it the Andre Moritz derby. But for you, when you said that, you weren't sure if you're going to play football, when did you realize during that first training with Tanjong Pagar that, look, I think I still can play? Where, at what moment did that happen?
Oh, man, I went like we say in Portuguese. I don't know if it makes sense in English. I went with my heart wide open. I was like, I'm here, man. Like we have a say in Brazil. It's say like, I'm already in the rain. Why am I supposed to be scared of getting wet? I'm here already. You know what I mean? And people told me like, oh, it's like a trial. And then a few of my friends were like, you are Andre Moritz, played in Crystal Palace. Are you going to make a trial in Tanjong Pagar? No disrespect.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what they told me. And I'm like, I was thinking, and then my ego inside me, like, of course not, man. You don't go. And then bigger part of me and my wife, like, why, man? You are here. You have nothing to do. I mean, you have lots of things to do. I mean, helping me and stuff. But we are here. Why don't you go there? And I'm like, of course, man. I mean, and then I start to think better, and I was like, okay, so let's go, see my level, see my physicality, how is it? And the first session I got there, I said, I can play still. You know, I could play. And I mean, I have no hard feelings with Tanjong Pagar at all. I mean, I only appreciate them a lot because they opened the doors for me, you know. They opened the doors for a guy that was 1 year without playing football. So I'm really well appreciated. You know, I appreciate that so much, man. We actually made like a friendly match against them. I met with all the coaches. I say hello. I mean, life is like this. You know, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's in the corner for you. And I think they've got the player they wanted. They have a defensive player there, which is, I think, is from Uruguay that played there already. And made good season there. So they are happy. I'm happy. I mean, it's I'm just glad that they gave me the opportunity. If it was not for Tanjong Pagar, I wasn't supposed to be in Hougang, you know. So I'm really happy to be.
Let's talk about Hougang at the moment. Since you've joined the club, of course, you've had several training sessions. You know, how do you find the club? How have you settled in at the club, and how are the players like?
Man, it was amazing. Like I've told you, the first time I've met the staff, I felt home, and the players as well. They were really, really friendly, and it was a little bit different than Tanjong Pagar, because when I got to Tanjong Pagar, they didn't know who I was. Nobody told them. And then I think it was in the second session or in the first session, then the head coach told, oh, this guy played this and that and did this and that. And once I arrived in Hougang, everybody knew. Nobody knew as well, because they didn't want to, because since I was training with Tanjong Pagar, they didn't want to bring me there, and people start gossiping like Hougang hijacked a player from Tanjong Pagar. That, because like public-wise, it wouldn't look nice that I was training in one club and then suddenly I'm in another club, you know. But I got there, and like people didn't know who I was. I was wearing like different outfit. They were all wear like pink, and I was wearing like full black. And they were like, okay, who is this guy? You know, like, oh, where are you from? I'm from Brazil. What's your name? It's Andre. But they were really friendly. It wasn't because I was Andre Moritz who played. It was because I was a guy who maybe they were thinking like, this guy came for a trial. I don't know who this guy is. And like they just like extend their hands for me, you know, and they were really welcome. And then of course I had the first session, and after the first session they could see that I could play football, and then things got much more easier. They started to asking me like, where did I play? And then I start talking about where I did play, and then like you know, one thing took to another, and then but the major thing is like I got their respect because of my football, not because what I've done.
No,
you know what I mean?
Your reputation.
Yeah, not because of like, oh, this guy, oh, no. I got there. I showed them what I could do. That's how I took their respect, you know?
Fantastic. Tell us one player that has caught your eye so far at Hougang.
Oh, man. I'm left-footed.
Yeah?
Yeah, and there is 2 midfielders there that I love to see them playing. I like the calmness of Zulfami.
Bless you.
Yes.
Bless you. Because every time I speak about Zulfami, and to me he's one of my favorite players in Singapore football, I always get shit for it because they say he's too slow, he's dead.
No,
but
man,
to me,
his
fantastic
calmness,
player.
His calmness, his
only true football people know.
Yeah.
When you know ball, you know Zul is a baller. Yeah.
And the Shafiq, man. Shafiq has this guy, like the way he hits the ball, the way he kicks the ball, it's like I tell him like it's sexy. You know what I mean? Like it's beautiful to watch the way he kicks the ball. of course, I always had a fling for a football players who kick with the left foot because I'm left-footed as well. So I always like to not compare myself, but I like to. We don't have too many footballers left-footers, so that's why I like they get my eyes better. So we have fantastic players over there, like fast, like different type of players. But of course, when I get there, I like to see the left legs ones.
Man, I'm really glad you mentioned those two names because in my questions list, I actually have this listed. Like, if Hougang were to get a free kick this season, who will take it? Will it be Zul, Shafiq, or you?
Oh man, I actually, like I used to say like I've learned in my career that of course you must have a gift to kick free kicks, to shoot free kicks, but it's all about repetition. It's all about training. And I've got to a stage in my career that I need to be honest, I cannot kick 20 free kicks in a training anymore. I cannot.
I see.
Okay? So let's say if I can make a training a week of free kicks, otherwise I will have like my groin will be too stiff for the game.
I see.
That's life. You get old, you know what I mean? Like you feel like that. And I think the the football is all about mental as well. So we'll see at the time. These guys. Shafiq has a fantastic free kick. Zul can kick the ball like in a special way. I've scored lots of goals of free kicks as well. But we'll see who is in the pitch first, who is more confident. I don't know, man. We'll see.
He's scared the goalkeepers are listening to the
Don't want to give out the tactics.
Got to keep them guessing.
Yeah.